You've probably heard a million times that if you want big results, you have to take big, dramatic action. But what if that's all wrong? In this explainer, we're going to dig into a powerful idea that the real secret to massive change isn't massive effort, but starting incredibly, almost ridiculously small. I mean, think about it. New Year's resolutions, those super ambitious diet plans, the promise you make to yourself to hit the gym every single day. We've all been there, right? You start with this huge burst of motivation, but let's be real. Does that all-or-nothing approach ever actually work long-term, or does it just leave you feeling tired, frustrated, and right back where you started? You see, the way we usually approach self-improvement is, well, it's kind of built on a huge mistake. We can call it the big change fallacy. It's this belief that we have to go big or go home. But what if that's the very reason we always end up quitting before we even get going? This slide just nails it, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got the grand plan. We're going to change everything at once, work like a machine, get those amazing results right away. But what actually happens is a battle against our own brains. We feel exhausted, we're constantly fighting our old habits, and, we just burn out. And right here, this is the heart of the problem. The bigger the leap you try to make, the more resistance your brain is going to put up. And why is that? Well, because huge changes go completely against how your brain is wired. You're forcing it to do something new and really difficult, while your old automatic habits are just yanking you back. It's a fight you're pretty much set up to lose from the start. Okay, so that's the problem. But what if there's a totally different way to do this? A method that doesn't fight your brain, but actually works with it. Let's talk about how to build a secret weapon for change just by understanding how our minds really work. And that secret weapon? It's something called the snowball effect. The idea is so simple, but it's really profound. Just imagine a tiny snowball at the top of a hill. As it rolls, it picks up more snow, getting bigger and faster until it's this unstoppable force. A tiny, consistent action in your life does the exact same thing. It builds momentum until it becomes a powerful, automatic habit. So how does this actually play out in our brains? Well, first, you start with something so small it feels like it takes zero effort. Then, you repeat it. That repetition is a signal to your brain like, hey, pay attention, this is a new pattern. And your brain, which absolutely loves to be efficient, starts to automate it. It turns it into a habit that just happens. No thought, no willpower, kind of like brushing your teeth. The habit just grows all by itself without a fight. The most successful people really get this. Every huge achievement you can think of started with a step that seemed totally insignificant at the time. A fitness journey doesn't start with a marathon, it starts with one sit-up. A brilliant mind isn't built by reading a whole library overnight. It's built one page at a time. This is where real change actually begins. Okay, so the theory is great, but let's get practical. How do you actually use this tiny habits method for your own goals? We're going to compare the old way of thinking, the one that usually fails, with this new, smarter way that actually works. All right, let's take getting fit. The old way is to plan these intense, hour-long workouts. And what happens? You go crazy for maybe 2 weeks, and then you just stop. The new way? Do 3 jumping jacks every morning. I know, it sounds silly, but here's the magic. Your brain doesn't see a workout. It sees a new identity. It starts to think, I guess I'm the kind of person who moves my body. And that mental shift, that's everything. And it's the exact same deal with healthy eating. The old way is to purge your kitchen, throw out every single snack. That usually just leads to a massive binge when you get stressed. But the new way? Just add 1 apple to your day. That's it. It's a small, easy win. And that one little action starts to teach your brain to actually prefer healthier choices, which makes the next good decision even easier. This even works for productivity. The thought of writing a whole book, it's paralyzing, so you just never start. But what if your goal was just to write 1 sentence a day? Yeah, most of those sentences might not go anywhere, but eventually one of them is going to spark an idea. One of them is going to turn into something great. You find that special thing by starting small, not by waiting for some big bang of inspiration. So if starting small is so effective, why is it so hard for us to actually do it? Well, the biggest hurdle isn't physical at all. It's psychological. We have this deep down resistance to things that feel too easy. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's our ego that gets in the way. We feel this pressure to be amazing right now, to prove to ourselves and maybe everyone else that we're trying really hard. And because of that, we completely dismiss the simple, tiny actions that would actually get us to the finish line. So these are the mental traps that keep us stuck. There's the fear of starting small, because we think it makes us look insignificant. There's this need to look like we're trying hard, even if what we're doing isn't working. And finally, we reject simple ideas, like doing 3 jumping jacks, because we think, come on, that can't possibly work. So we never even try. Okay, so we've laid out the problem, we've talked about the mental blocks. Now for the good part, how you can put this into action. Like today, it's time to stop trying to be big and start being smart. Here's a super simple, powerful trick. First, just pick one goal, any goal. Second, shrink the very first action down to a baby step, something that takes you less than a minute. And now, here's the most important part. If that tiny step still feels like too much effort, make it even smaller. The whole point is to make it so easy you literally can't say no. I really want this to sink in. Choosing an easy starting point isn't a sign of weakness. It's not a lack of ambition. It's a strategic move. You are outsmarting your brain's natural resistance to change. You're playing the long game here. It all comes down to flipping the question you ask yourself. Instead of looking at a goal and thinking, oh, I need to do so much, you just ask, okay, what is the absolute smallest, easiest thing I can do right now to move forward? That tiny change in your question changes everything. And when you start looking for the smallest possible step, your world just opens up. You start noticing all these easy wins and little opportunities for progress that were totally invisible before. While everyone else is stuck staring at how big the mountain is, you're already taking your first few steps up the path. And look, this whole idea isn't about having small ambitions. Not at all. It's about having the wisdom and the courage to build those ambitions on a solid foundation. Real, lasting growth always starts small. So, I'll just leave you with this question. Forget about your huge plans for tomorrow or next week. What about right now, today? What is the one tiny, almost laughably easy action you can take that moves you just 1 inch closer to where you want to be? Go ahead and do it.